Hello? はい、皆様ごきげんよう。メイド水木の屋根裏配信へようこそいらっしゃいました。5分近く一人で喋っておりました。Sorry for keeping you waiting. I have forgotten to press the start the live stream button, and I have been talking to myself for 5 minutes, and I was wondering if anyone's actually here. Turns out I was the joke.I was the clown. ということでね、もうそろそろ1周年が来るんだろうって感じだと思うんですけれども、配信開始ボタンを押し忘れておりました。メイドみずきでございます。恥ずかしい。もう皆様に見捨てられちゃったかな、コメント来ないなとか、もう私がバカでした。I was wondering if, I was abandoned by people. I was like, oh, no one's leaving comments anymore. Sad day. I was the problem. It's me. Hi.I'm the problem, it's me, as always. ということで、かそたにさん、私的にこの流れ2度目なんですけどね、I swear, I've done this I did this 5 minutes ago. かそたにさん、thank you for waiting, マイナさん。Thank you for waiting, かそたにさん、マイナさん、大気ありがとうございます。やったんですよ、一応この流れね。自分ではやったつもりだったんですけど、なんでだろうな。やり直しになってる。But thank you again so much for waiting. リーダーさんおはようございます。イレットさんこんばんは。Thank you so much for joining. And again, so sorry for being late. On my agenda, to be fair, I was only like 4 minutes late. But because I have been talking to myself for like the past 5 minutes, I'm like officially 10 minutes late. So sorry. The place that I have realized that I haven't pressed the start button was here. I was talking about the vocabulary tracker. And I was also saying that in the end, I'm again going to go through some Q&A, Japanese language Q&A session, so feel free to ask me any questions there. ということで、ちょっとね、いつも通り一応こちら英語配信とはなっているんですけれども、後半にですね、基本的に日本語学習についてなんですが、言語学習についての質問ね、例えば、日本語だけではなくて、英語をもし学んでらっしゃるとかございましたら、その中でね、必要なこととか、これ疑問に思うことがありますっていうのありましたら、ちょっとね、質問答えさせていただこうと思いますので、よろしければそちらの方でぜひ聞いてみてください。はい。Okay, so starting off.Again, don't freak out. I mean, I know it's not again for you. For me, this is I've been there, done that. I feel like I went through this. Hello, I'm busy at the moment, but I will rewatch so you can answer my question if you want. Okay, sweet. Well, thank you for still popping in to say hi. Yeah, I will ask your question later on. I promise. Okay, so.About the vocabulary tracker, if this is only an if, okay? For those of you who actually are following, and if you want to continue following this, this is the vocab tracker, and today's the 8th of May. So, having this mindset that you're probably learning 11 words a day.I mean, not the day, 11 words in 2 days, 5.5 words a day. You'll probably have reached about 210 words by now. But again, this is not a must. This is only to those who are actually wanting to follow it. And if you are, good job. If not, it's progress. It's still a progress. Okay, so that's it. We're gonna go through, as always,The posts that you've made ということでね、いつも通り皆様のしてくださったポストのね、振り返りからいきたいと思います。Thank you again for everybody who has been joining this. It has been great seeing a lot of your posts, and a lot of you actually have been making posts and commenting about how you feel like you have been progressing, and I love reading those. So, gonna go starting from Instagram.Start here. Okay, so here's the post from Okay, I'm still not sure how to pronounce your name. I feel bad. Kineticus Sam, thank you so much again. I know I say this all the time, but I really like your gridded paper. I think it's really cute, and I also like all the art that you put onto it too. So aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so look, 181. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to screenshot all the posts that this person made, but this person has been really consistent in actually posting almost every single day, and it's been like great to see the progress. I can see taxi, honeso, iruka, ika, inu. This person also asked me a question on one of the posts, and I actually answered it on the post on Instagram. But it was about the particle. I think it was about making sentences. So again, you can also try to ask me questions over there on posts as well. ということで、good job! Clap, 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 clap. Patch, 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 patch. Then we have one more. Oh, this was the earlier one. It says day 25. The other one was day 27. Nezumi, Taiyo. I also can see that this person has been... I feel like this person is improving in their handwriting too, because I don't know. I've been following... This person always had really neat handwritings, but I think I can see that this person is getting more used to writing. And so, that's awesome! Good job. Keep up the good work. I know 5 words a day is not an easy task, but it will be worth it if you continue. ということで、パチパチパチありがとうございました。Okay, moving on to Twitter. Yay, we have アレス隊長さん。アレス隊長さん also posted a meme. The meme cat. そう、なんかちょっと見たことあるような顔してる猫ちゃんなんですけれども、The laziness is strong with this one. Wanted to study twice the amount, but overnapped for about 3 hours. It's okay. Tough day at work. We all understand that we've all been there, haven't we? So you're totally fine. ということで、ね。I think I'm starting to figure out how hard it is, you know, when you have a full-time job or where you're working as an adult, to like actually try to find time to study. And so salute to all of you who are actually finding or making the time to do this. Such an amazing thing. Amazing. ということで、Another one from アレス隊長さん。アレス隊長さん、ありがとうございます。Look, I'm starting to like my handwriting. Maybe I should give my study sessions a full twist. That's awesome. I think this is also a really big thing. Back in the days, I used to struggle a lot with my handwriting because I knew that I didn't have the nicest handwriting of all times. Hated my handwriting whatsoever. But then, I worked on this thing. I might actually introduce it one day, but there's this thing that Japanese high school Japanese teachers make you do sometimes. There's a lot of like newspapers that provides short columns of about, I think, 300 words or less, or 150 words or less, depends on the newspaper company, on the publishing company. But I hated it. A lot of people don't see why people do it. I didn't do it. I didn't back in the days either. But then I started to figure out that I started to have better handwritings the more I wrote. And so, you know, I think that's when I realized handwriting can be improved simply by writing a lot. And so, you might be going through that process of figuring out that, oh wait, your handwriting can actually improve by writing a lot. Aris Taicho-san has been writing a lot, so pretty sure that's what's going on. パチパチパチでございます。パチパチパチパチパチ。Good job, Aris Taicho-san. Clap, 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 clap. Such a great thing. Yeah, I don't know if any of you is interested in, you know, like improving your handwriting, but that might be something that you want to work on. Practice makes perfect. Exactly. Practice makes perfect. Or just like the TikTok, Instagram, like viral meme or like audio. Practice makes improvement. Ah, Azuka Tanaka-san, annyeong, hi! I'll be holding a Japanese Q&A session later, so feel free to ask me questions then. Until then, we're gonna be motivated by everybody else's posts. ということで、we have ハディールさん、こんばんは。ハディールさん、つけます、消します、開けます、閉めます。ハディールさん is now writing ます forms 作ります、使えます、出ます、手伝います。Those are really useful verbs. Oh, I have been thinking about I want to make another verb video. Just haven't really landed on what to make on. Still trying to figure it out. But good job, Hariru-san. 92. I mean, again, I know that I keep on saying this, but yes, the goal ultimately is for you to memorize 1,000 words. But again, it's not always the goal that everybody would want to have, where it's like, you know, everybody has different schedules of life. Everybody has, you know, different times that we can all spare. And so just remember, maybe you end up learning 5 words at the end of the challenge. Maybe you end up learning 10. Maybe you will end up learning 100. Maybe you end up learning 500. Doesn't matter how many. Yes, the goal is with 1,000, but either way, you are improving dramatically. So make sure you remember that. Hariru-san, well, good job. That's a lot of words. I mean, 92. Think about that. 92. That is a lot. ということでパチパチパチでございます。And then we have ハリルさん。見て、there's a word that I like. 結婚します。Getting married, to get married. That's what it means. 覚えます、忘れます、勉強します、掃除します、結婚します、電話します。Sorry, ちょっとお水飲みます。I'm gonna drink some water. I think I'm seeing that Hariru-san is moving on to verbs that are verbs combined with nouns, if that makes sense, or like shimasu forms. So for those of you who didn't know, there's 2 kinds, I guess, of Japanese verbs. One is just a verb, the other is actually a noun. There's a lot of nouns in the Japanese language that can be turned into verbs as long as you put shimasu at the end. Like, probably starting here, benkyou shimasu. Benkyou means study. Benkyou itself is just a noun that means study. If you put on shimasu on it, it becomes a verb. Benkyou, noun. Benkyou shimasu, verb. Same with all others. Soji is a noun that means to clean. Soji, clean. If you say soji shimasu, that means to clean. It becomes a verb. 101, it says kekkon shimasu. Kekkon means marriage. Kekkon shimasu means to get married or to be married. Denwa means a phone, a noun. So it can literally means the physical phone that we all have. If we say denwa shimasu, that means to call. So, might be something you want to keep in mind. You can easily make nouns into verbs in Japanese. Good job, Hariru-san. Good job. Now we have Aris Taicho-san. Aris Taicho-san actually have figured out a new way of studying. Watch the most recent video that Sensei posted. Yay! Quick, to the point, effective, and I kind of have fun. Like the good old days at school, but better. I'm still looking for a game to play so I can learn quicker. ってことで Thank you for using my videos. これなんだろう I wonder which video you've watched. Oh, it's from Skip and Loafer. Anyone watching Skip and Loafer? Skip とローファー見てる方いらっしゃいますかね? These are words from Skip and Loafer, I believe. Don't really remember exactly which one, which episode. But it's from Skip and Loafer. Game-wise, I'll look for some too, but it's always the kanji part that's hard. It's always hard to find games that has furigana on it. We just have to find games that are like, you know, made for younger audience. Pokemon, Animal Crossing might be a great place to start. But anyways, good job, Aris Taicho-san. Pats, 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 pats. Good job, good job. Glad that my videos are helping. What? Oh, thank you so much for joining. Slitization-san. Hi, newest Pokemon has 振り仮名. Oh, perfect. That's perfect then. Well, Aris Taicho-san, you can study through Pokemon. Pokemon 振り仮名あるんですって. That's a good thing to know. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of like asking for people to tell me about games that actually has 振り仮名 on so that I can like, introduce them in a stream. Don't you think that would be cool? Or make a game out, I mean not a game, make a video out of it. Oh, steak medium rare some. Hi, welcome. Sera-san mo hello. Sera-san. Sera-san naturalに英語. Again, after going through and featuring all of everybody's posts, we'll be going through Japanese Q&A, so feel free to ask me questions there. Konbanwa, I also think Dragon Quest is very beginner friendly. Yeah, Lemidia-san has been working on Dragon Quest too. 日本語いいのか？日本語いいですよ。日本語もいいですよ。この後ね、質問コーナーも受けるんですけれども、もし言語についての質問ね、英語ってどうやって勉強すればいいのとか、なんかそういう系の質問あれば、後ほどね、この皆様のポストフィーチャーの後に、質問コーナーしますので、よろしければそちらの方で聞いてみてください。So yeah, again, like I said, I'll be doing Japanese Q&A or language Q&A, so feel free to ask me questions there. Then, maybe in like 10 minutes or so, or less. はい。ジョッケさんね、日本語どんどん上手になってる。I can tell that ジョッケさん's Japanese is improving a lot. 昨日愛犬のちょっとした研究時代で1日休んでしまいました。今はもう大丈夫です。その埋め合わせとして3日間4単語、3日間4日間かな単語追加します。So I can, by the way, I can is such a good word to know. I'm gonna type it out on the chat. I can means my dog. As you know, the term I means love. The dog that you love. That is simply what it means. The dog that you love, that is your dog. So, 緊急事態. So, Jokke-san's Aiken has been going through some stuff. I hope he's feeling better now. But, 見て, so many words added on. てかね、Jokke-san has been really consistent. I've been really surprised and amazed. Jokke-san すっごくね、毎日しっかり投稿されてて、しっかり勉強されてて、It's been great to see the progress too. ということで、Jokke-san, good job! パチパチパチ。あ、手首打っちゃった。Good job, Jokke-san. はい。次。ジョッケさんです。半分以上追いついた。悲しいかな。毎回動画を作ることができないんです。でももっと頻繁にできるように頑張ります。ってことでね。ジョッケさん actually has been posting videos of him actually reading them out, reading the sentences out. I think that's great. なかなかね、イントネーションとか難しいんでね。I do think like some intonations and stuff can be really hard. So good job for even trying. ジョッケさん is saying that I haven't been able to post too many videos, but still great. Aku-chan-san! Hi, long time no see. Welcome. Thank you for joining. ということで、半分以上追いついた。半分以上追いつく means to catch up. 半分 half 以上 more than. So, Joke-san is saying I catched up more than half. So, 素晴らしい. Good job. Amazing. Okay. 次行きましょう。Next post. It's from Aris Taicho-san. Aris Taicho-san, good job! Finally found a way I'll be studying from now on. For now at least. It involves watching anime a bunch of times. Gonna be tough, but I'll manage. Yay! It's been a while. I hope you're healthy and doing just fine, Mizuki-san. Hoping the same for you. I've been good. Thanks to early viewers like you and early followers like you, I've reached 1,500 subscribers, which is surprising. So, thank you for being here along the ways. ということで、Aris Taicho-san actually has been watching Attack on Titan videos, which I feel bad because how many have I posted so far? I think I've only posted like 14 videos so far. So I promise you, Aris Taicho-san, or everybody else here, I will post Attack on Titan videos just for you so that you can keep on studying. Attack on Titan is amazing. I do actually have I made scripts for all like 97 episodes. I just have to shoot them and edit them and draw pictures for them, so but it's like halfway done, to be fair, you know. When the scripts are made, I just need to, like, you know, read them out loud and edit, so half of them is done. And yeah, so I'll do it for you, Artist Taizo-san. Keep up the good work. Really nice to see people, a lot of people studying with you. I know. It's been nice. It's been a motivation for me to keep on going too when there's so many people. ね。1500、そう、1500人でございます。登録者数1500人。I believe I just reached like, 1560人。1560, which is like, what? What's going on? But anyways, thank you so much to all of you, and thank you, Aris Taicho-san. I hope you are enjoying Shingeki no Kyojin. Keep on the good work, Aris-san. Really though, keep up the good work. ということで、Here comes ジョッケさん。今は完全に追いついてます。明日からまだ動画を作っていきます。Good job for being able to use いきます。ていく means you're going to. It's a change format. It's a verb conjugation that requires a change of state. Or you're going to do the action from now on. 今日初めて新しい友人と映画をプレイしました。一緒にゲームをすると会話がしづらくなる。でもすごく楽しかったです。Oh then 1560そう、1560人です。そうです。But 今日初めて新しい友人と絵をプレイしました。ジョーケさん is saying that I played, I'm guessing this is the name of a game, A, with a new friend. It gets hard for you to communicate or carry on the conversation when you're playing a game together, but it was really fun. You can also post journal entries too. And I think that's what Jokke-san's doing. So good job. Journal entries are cool. Awesome. ということで、good job でございます。Good job. Okay, we have Irit-san. Ooh, it's your time, Irit-san. We'll post the rest of my progress soon. In the meantime, just wanted to share this. I now understand why kanji is so important. Writing in hiragana is taking up a lot of space. Good job for realizing that it is. It really does take up a lot of space, doesn't it? Like, you just typed in 1560 in Romaji. If you wrote it in kanji or, in numbers, it would be a lot easier, right? Or like less space. I think this is actually something that I have realized. Did you know that like books in Japan are extremely cheap? I don't know about extremely cheap, but I think they're fairly cheap. Like, the biggest struggle I had when I was in maid school was how expensive the textbooks was. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you can understand that. Yes, I also realized that back then. It's hard to see the separation of words with only hiragana. Yeah, it is. Oh, please excuse me. I have to make a quick stop somewhere. I'll be right back. Sorry. Oh, well, thank you so much for still being here. Thank you. Feel free to join back anytime. But yeah, I think that's definitely it. You know, a lot of people do say that like Japanese is hard because we don't have the spaces in between words like English or like many other European languages. But like you said, I think that's the thing. Like we basically separate the words or like see where the words end and where the words begin by looking at kanji, hiragana, and katakana, and then it just gets a lot easier from there. Oh yeah, but coming back to the talk about books, like it's been really hard in a sense to realize how like different of a culture I guess it is. I don't know if it's a culture thing, but for example in Japan, the cheapest paperback book you can find will probably only cost you like 300 yen or something. Again, it's just paperback, but 300 yen is probably like 2.5 or like $2 right now. or 2.5 US dollars. I mean, Japanese yen isn't doing too well, so I don't really know the conversion rate, but like even like really thick books can be extremely cheap. Like books rarely go over like 3,000 yen, which is like what, 25 US dollars or something. And so there's a huge difference in that. And I've been thinking the reason why, and I might, like, you know, it might be because a lot of like paperback books are really simple in like, you know, design, but also maybe it's because of the lesser amount of paper that is required because of the kanji usage. I don't know. It makes it difficult to separate the particles and words that are written with hiragana only. Yes, exactly. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people have struggles with like wa, right? Like watashi wa. 2.22 USD. Oh wow, Japanese yen is doing so bad. But yeah. Imagine a whole book for 2.2 US dollars. That's awesome, isn't it? But yeah, so good job for that realization. Kanji, I'm actually thinking of starting to make kanji videos soon. But then after saying that, I just realized that I probably will need to make katakana videos first. But I will at least probably make a video on how you can start memorizing kanji. But don't overwork, I guess, too much. Kanji can be difficult. But once you can start, like, you know, putting together ideas, meanings, and kanjis together, I think things will start getting a little bit easier, like day after day, day by day. So Irit-san, good job! 拍手パチパチパチでございます。パチパチパチパチ。パチパチパチパチパチ。よいしょ。Joke-san, did you know Joke-san's a pastry maker? Pastry artist? Pastry? Patissier? Joke-san パティシエなんですよ。すごいですよね。私はまだ生きています。仕事に精を出し、明日のイベントのためにお店のお手伝いまでしていました。動詞を追加してみました。でも全部活用が違うんです。あくまで例なので大丈夫でしょ？大丈夫ですよ。ということで、Joke-san is starting to memorize verbs. Japanese verbs can be really hard because, like Joke-san said, there's a lot of different conjugation formats. I believe there's over 40. And so, just go one step at a time. You're doing great, Joke-san. Joke-san すごい頑張ってる。素晴らしい。ということで、パチパチパチでございます。Good job, good job, good job. 皆さん、水木先生、ありがとうございます。You're doing so good ですよ。You're doing so good, Irit-san. Last time my auntie visited Japan, I believe she went to buy books and magazine in there. Also, she mostly bought like a bunch of books. Books are a lot cheaper, I do think. Magazines, maybe not so much, but books for sure. そう、日本はね、本が実はすごく安いんですよ。私、アメリカだとね、教科書一冊に数万円したりするんだね。I think it's really hard for Japanese people to understand how, like, you know, textbooks can cost like hundreds of dollars. That was probably my biggest culture shock. I was like, wait, what? I don't have enough in my savings. I borrowed a lot of the library textbooks back then. Grateful for libraries. University libraries. はい、毎日の練習のおかげでデュオリンゴをするたびすでに知っている単語があります。気持ちいいです。This actually might be my most favorite. Does that even make sense? Okay, one of my most favorite sentences of all times. 毎日の練習のおかげ。By the way, おかげ means thanks to. If you want to say thanks to Mizuki sensei, you can say Mizuki sensei のおかげ。毎日の練習のおかげで Thanks to everyday practices デュオリンゴをするためにすでに知ってる単語があります。 There are vocabulary or words that I already know every time I look at Duolingo. 気持ちいいです。 It feels so good. Awesome. I always say that languages is like a puzzle. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, you know? Imagine, not like the easy simple ones that toddlers do, like with 4 pieces with Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff. No, it's not like that. It's jigsaw puzzles with like 5,000 pieces or whatever. When you first start, you have no idea when you're like what's going on, right? But slowly but surely, you get together 2 pieces, 3 pieces together, you get together a completely different piece somewhere else, you start filling out the edges, and you start to see the sky, maybe you start to see the ground, because I feel like most jigsaw puzzles has like sky. Has like some sky parts and like the ocean parts and the grass part or whatever, but it's just like that. You know, it's so much easier when there's like multiple words that you know, and then there's another word that maybe is attached to it that you see more frequently. It's just like that. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It always starts hard. The more you study, I wouldn't say it will get easier, but the better it gets. So, Joke-san, good job! いいですね。毎日のモチベーションになってたらいいなと思います。I hope this is becoming a motivation for you every day. 素晴らしい、素晴らしい。Well, I think that kind of proof that Duolingo can be good sometimes. Sorry, Duolingo, I don't like you too much. I hope Duolingo doesn't come at me. Duolingo, ow, that thing kind of scares me. Anyways. Taicho-san, I feel like doing more today, mainly because I've been lazing around lately. Don't worry, it's fine. Gonna do some or even more tomorrow. Gonna give it my... I'm not good at like counting numbers, by the way. 12,200% or else I won't get a good night of sleep. Maybe that's why my sleep is kind of poor too. Oh wow, wait, I kind of feel that though. Like I always put too much on my to-do list. And I freak out and I stress out and I get a really bad night's sleep and I get nightmares where all my tooth falls out and like I kill somebody and I'm running from the police, or like, you know, I'm about to get killed and like I freak out and I jump up from my jump. I jump and I wake up from my nightmares and I feel that. Anyways. Artist Taicho-san is learning a lot of like Attack on Titan verbs, I can say. Oh no, これ違うわ. This is from Skip and Loafer, スケジュール管理、帰国子女. Those are good words to know. Oh, Aris-san is also working on kanji. Good job, Aris-san. Good job, Artist Taicho-san. But yeah, the Duolingo, wow, do you know, like, I don't know who's the marketing manager of Duolingo, but they are going crazy. Don't you think? Duolingo って言語学習アプリご存知です？日本語においては全然良くないんですけどなんか公式がね、何考えてるのかわかんないんですけど、よくわかんないんですよ、マーケティング方法が。謎のね、TikTok ばっかり出してるの、いつも。Have you ever seen their TikToks? I don't know what's in their mind, that's what's gotten in them, but it's kind of scary. Oh yay! Artist Taicho-san felt like studying kana today on top of extra words with help of Mizuki Sensei videos. Yay! Really helpful. Do you see that? It says really helpful. Also wanted to make my sheets less ugly by using new colors. Ooh, nice! I like how I can see everybody, you know, influencing everybody in good ways. Color coordinating can be actually really good. Maybe it's a girly thing, I know that a lot of girls usually like to use highlighters and different colors. I think like when your sole purpose is for your notes to look pretty, it's not gonna be good, but if your purpose is to make your notes look a lot easier to read, excuse me, color coordinating can be amazing. Color coordinating is awesome. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I like those colors. And look! Katakana! Katakana! Katakana is always hard. Drink water, Miss. Oh yeah, thank you. I always forget to drink water. So, お水飲みます、お水。 Thanks for the reminder to drink water. Yeah, I kept being recommended Duolingo, so I tried to quit it quickly. I'm sure you understand why, but maybe it works for other people. I think it works great for European languages, including English. When it comes to Asian languages, maybe not. I think it is because they they just give you sentences from the start. So it might be more helpful when you know a certain amount of words, but then you also know how their example sentences can be. So, good job on color coordinating. Alice, good job. Okay, あともうちょっとあります。ジョッケさん、昨日の練習です。フラッシュカードの作成が少し遅れているのですが、追いついたらカテゴリーごとに分類しようと思ってます。Good job for making the flashcards. 昨日の練習ですよ。練習がね、一番大変なんでね。I do feel like, actually, practicing is the hardest part, so, good job でございます。ジョッケさん is making flashcards too. Flashcards. One day, I'm hoping that I have enough time, or I don't know, I have enough time to like actually make flashcards into PDFs, and I will post it for free so that people can just download it and chop it up if you want to and make it into flashcards. That's one of the goals I have, hoping that it will help. But sorry, don't have that yet. Maybe it'll come in like a few years. So sorry that you have to make it on your own, but flashcards can be really helpful, so good job. はい、ということでね、ジョッケさんです。あら、キューさん、こんばんは、こんばんは、こんばんは。この後ね、もうちょっとしたらね、言語質問コーナーやりますので、よろしければその時にね、なんか英語に関する質問とかあったら聞いててください。はい。ジョッケさんです。どんな服を着るかで動詞が違うのは面白いけど、ちょっと戸惑いますね。This is actually a really good point. ジョッケさん says, it gets a little bit confusing, but interesting when the verbs for wearing different kind of clothes are all different. Did you know this? Maybe I should make a video on this. Wait, let me 待って、これ意外と Wait, this might be a good idea. Let me write it down. 服を着る動詞。Okay, well, you will probably see a new video coming up soon on wearing verbs that has to do with wearing different kind of clothes. So in Japanese, all the verbs are different between when you wear a hat, wear a t-shirt, wear a jacket, wear shoes, wearing gloves. They're all different. So that's what Joke-san is referring to, and I can see how it can be extremely confusing. But you just gave me an idea on a video to make, so thank you. But yeah, it can be really confusing. But good job for trying it out. ということで、よくできました。頑張ってくださいね。動詞ね、難しいのでね。I know, verbs are pretty hard. Okay, ジョッケさん! ジョッケさん is doing so good. 動詞の中には様々な使い方をするものがあります。そういうのは気をつけないといけないね。そうですね。So ジョッケさん is saying that depending on the verbs, there's a lot of verbs that actually has different ways of usage or different meanings of it. And yes, verbs in different clothing. Yeah, verbs in different clothing. And so for example, like when you wear shoes, you use the word 履く. You wear shoes. 靴を履く. But when you wear a t-shirt, you say 着る. T シャツを着る. When you wear gloves, you say 手袋をつける. When you say you wear a hat, 帽子をかぶる. So they're all different verbs. It can be really confusing because of it. Because in English, there's only the word wear, right? Or maybe sometimes to put on, I guess. Put on a t-shirt, put on shoes, but like they're all the same. But yeah, they're different. Did you know that? Interesting, isn't it? そう、日本語はね、服を身につけると式の動詞いろいろあるんですけど、英語はね、wear か put on の2つくらいなんでね。なんか、ジャケットを羽織るとかも言いますしね。日本語の難しいところはそういうところでもございます。ということで、I know it's confusing, but good luck. It's really satisfying once you know it though. And people will be really impressed when you know the differences. I learned all this variants a year ago, but I already forgot all of them. Yeah, I think it's easy to forget because, like, you know, the only times that you would use it is maybe when you're actually trying on clothes or something. But it's a good one to know. ということで、ジョッケさん、good job! よくできました。頑張ってください、本当にね。Okay, we have one more! あともう一人。Strawberry-san or Lemilia-san. Lemilia-san's working on something really interesting. Lemilia-san is working on words that you can learn from Dragon Quest, and Lemilia-san is actually working on playing Dragon Quest fully in Japanese. So, it's awesome. I'm a couple days behind on this, but it's coming along. Good job! This is my first time trying to completely comprehend sentences in the wild. I think it's helping me a lot. One thing I can say for sure is that this has cured me of forgetting any hiragana. That's so awesome though. レミリアさんで面白いことされてるんですよ。ドラゴンクエストを全部日本語でプレイするっていうのをやってて。もうなので、最初の街から出るのにずっとかかってる、永遠にかかってるっておっしゃってたりしてたんですけど、でもこれでひらがなはね、マスターしたって。See? It's always about consistency. Always about consistency. You consistently work on something, you will never forget it anymore. Lemilia-san, Strawberry-san, you have consistently worked on Dragon Quest, so now I feel like it's impossible for you to forget it, right? So, keep up the great work. Keep up the great awesome work. ちょっと読んでみよう。もしそなたが呪われたならここに来るがよい、きっと力になってやるぞって言って。Such a cute word. But yeah, again, good job. I'm pretty sure that it's a pretty hard process, and it maybe was stressful at the beginning, but so amazing for you to do it. ドラクエいいね、ドラクエいいですよね。あ、セラさんおやすみなさい。来てくださってありがとうございます。良き夢を。Okay, so that is it for all the posts for the past 2 weeks. Good job, everybody. Again, if you're new to this challenge, it's totally fine if you want to continue on, or like, not continue on, if you want to join right now. Don't feel pressured that you have to actually complete the entire challenge. Just feel free to use this challenge to motivate you just an extra amount. There's many different ways of learning. You can just simply work on words. You can use my videos and watch anime and learn Japanese like Alice Taicho-san was doing. You can work on games like Strawberry-san or Lemilia-san was doing. Yeah, everybody, clap yourself, clap for yourself. 皆様拍手でございますわ。You can, if you're more advanced, for example, you can even maybe find a novel that you're interested in, and then maybe you can work on one sentence at a time. There's a lot of many great resources out there if you're interested in reading. There's, for example, NHK Made Easy, if you've ever heard about it. NHK is a Japanese official news website or news station, TV station. They have this website that they post the news, the Japanese news every single day, but in easy Japanese for those who are not just learning Japanese, but those who are living in Japan and need to get information right away. So there's so many resources like that. You can work on so many different things in so many different ways. Just feel free to join and feel free to use this tag. And I'll feature your posts on my streams. ということで、はい、皆様、素晴らしい。Let me type it into. No, I can't do it. Okay, never mind. I'll do it later. Okay, so now that we're done, we're gonna take maybe about 15-20 minutes, or I don't know, depending on how many questions you might have, in answering Japanese questions or English questions. ということで、今からですね、10分、15分もしくは20分わかんないんですけれども、皆様がね、 あったあった。言語学習に関する質問とかありましたら、それを答える時間にしたいと思います。If you have any kind of questions about Japanese, learning Japanese, feel free to ask. This is just like my Twitch streams that I do on every other Mondays when I'm not doing this stream here on YouTube. So feel free to ask me questions. Okay, while you're working on that, no, that's not it. That's not it. Wait, where did it go? Oh, I need to probably add one. テキストかな？よし。Okay, so while you are working on some questions, Alexon actually asked me a question on Twitter, so I decided to answer that first. Alexon had a question about these words. Sorry, I know it looks weird right now. 重く考える。Okay, there we go. Okay, is it okay to ask a question if I'm not doing the challenge? Only discovered since it just last week. Just last week, really? Ooh, that's such an honor. But of course, you can always ask questions. Always ask questions. This is the time for that. Okay, so we'll start with this. Alexon asked a question. It's just about in Japanese media. It can use kanjiru to mean in English, I think, and this happens a lot, and it has me rather confused. I learned kanjiru, omou, kangaeru, but from translating from Japanese to English, Japanese use them differently. Okay, so 感じる、思う、考える。こちらですね、日本語では全部 think っていう単語になります。They all mean think, not thing, think. In English. So Alexon is asking what the differences are. It is true. They are all used in the context of thinking. They all mean to think. But this is one thing that you will have to remember. Japanese is a very high context language, which means that one word can mean multiple different things depending on the context. I'm pretty sure that's just the same with many languages, but in Japanese, that idea of high context is a lot more commonly used, or it's a lot more dominant of an idea, I guess, in the language. So, 感じる、思う、考える, they're all think in Japanese, but there are some differences as well. For example, 例えば、感じる means to feel. Yes, it means to think, but you feel. 思う is more of like you think. You think. 考える is also to think. But then what's the difference between 思う and 考える, right? 思う has more of the feeling of feeling. See how it can be really confusing? It's all about the nuance. 考える is solely thinking. So it's gonna be impossible for me to actually, put it all down in words. I'm just gonna explain it in words. But 感じる is really meaning to feel. For example, let's say something like I'm gonna try to make example sentences. 感じると思うと考えるの違いですね。説明するの6つなんですけれども、感じるか。Okay, so let's say that I'm eating curry and I think that this curry that I'm eating is spicy. Out of those 3, I can only use 2 of the verbs. I can only use 感じる or 思う because I'm feeling the spice. I'm not thinking about the spice. I'm saying, oh, I feel like I think that this curry is pretty spicy. このカレー、辛いって感じる。辛いと感じます。とか、 I can maybe also say このカレー辛いと思います。おー、ものすごい質問が来た。ごまかすと騙すの違いを教えてもらいたいです。あとはごまかすは普段どういう風に使えますか？いい質問ですね。I'll answer that question after this one. I like it when there's a lot of questions. But yes, so, did you see the difference between 感じる、思う and 考える for this one? Let's see if I actually have space to write it down. このカレーは辛いと感じます。このカレーは辛いと思います。In this case, 思います is going to be a lot more natural in usage. 辛いと。Sorry, let me skip some 振り仮名 for the ones that is already up there. Okay, but よし。think このカレーは辛いと感じます。このカレーは辛いと思います。I think that this curry is spicy. It is something that I'm feeling. And so, in this case, I can only use the first two, 感じる or 思う。But 感じる is more about emotions, really. And so, the more natural one would be to 思う。感じる。I don't know what happened to this person, but I can say something like this. ディズニーランドで悲しく感じました。I felt sad at Disneyland. 悲しい is an E adjective that means sad. I felt sad at Disneyland. I cannot use 思う or 考える in this one because it's mainly the emotions, isn't it? When I say I'm sad, that's an emotion that I'm having. And so I can only use 感じる for this one. と考える、サバは考えるとI need to think of a better one. 何にしようかな、考える。日本の経済は低迷していると考えます。I promise this is not a political statement or anything. Okay. So, 日本の経済は低迷していると考えます。What a word. What a sentence. Sorry, I sometimes can't think of like good example sentences. Okay, I wrote down a new sentence. 日本の経済は低迷していると考えます。日本 means Japan. 経済 is economy and 低迷 is not doing good. I think that the economy of Japan is not doing good. When I say this, I'm not really like feeling anything, is it? I'm just stating the facts. I'm just stating what I think is going on. And so in this case, it's all the same thing, but I will have to use 考える. I guess I can't use 感じます because it can be a personal feeling that I have. But I think the more natural one will be to 考える. So, I don't know. Does that answer your question, Alex-san? I know that Alex-san isn't here, so we'll see what he comments later. ということで Thank you for your questions, Alex-san. はい。I'm so gonna rewatch the VOD later. Nice. Okay, so, Hulin-san? Hulin-san? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. That's a beautiful name you have. ごまかすと騙すの違い. Okay, so, I will also be explaining a little bit more in English as well. でも、ごまかすと騙すの違いですね。ごまかす。ごまかす。騙す。What is the difference between ごまかす and 騙す? And how is the usage for ごまかす? はい。 い。日本人の方いらっしゃいますかね、今。もう人任せ。よし。ごまかす versus 騙す。よいしょ。So, ごまかす means to ごまかす well, I'm gonna ask Google what ごまかす is in English. ごまかす英語。ごまかす I guess deceive. But I guess I see how it can be really confusing because deceiving is such a strong word, but I'm gonna put it down. 騙す。騙す。騙す means to fool. Okay. So, what's the difference between ごまかす and 騙す? I guess that's the biggest difference. One is to deceive and one is to fool. So, for example, ごまかす is a little bit better than 騙す。ごまかすの方が騙すよりマシなんですよ。騙すって言ったら、もう人に嘘をついているみたいな感じになります。When people say 騙す, it's more like lying to somebody. You're lying with a purpose of lying. You're lying because you want to con somebody. Catsalt さん、good evening! 違いますか？そう、違うんです。リーダさん、Oh, good question there too. I'll answer your question after this. そう。騙すは、もう、嘘をつくんですよね。騙すは人を傷つけるためにやってるみたいな。騙すはもう嘘をつくっていう理由のためにやってるんです。でも、ごまかすって言ったら、人を傷つけるためにやってるわけではないみたいな感じになります。To deceive, it is more like stronger word than to fool or to lie. Yeah. It can be. It can be, but in Japanese, it is not. So I think that's the biggest difference. そう、騙すは、誕生日プレゼント、誕生日プレゼントじゃないな、何しようかな。サプライズがバレそうになったので、ごまかした。親を騙してお金を盗んだ。These are all like, okay. These are the example sentences that I'm gonna come up with. Don't come at me for my weird example sentences, okay? It's not my choice, it's just my brain. よいしょ。あれ、ラテン語ちゃん。ラテン語だ。はい、ラテン語ちゃんさん。It might be more like making a fool out of someone rather than fooling around. Exactly. ラテン語ちゃんさん。Salvete, I don't know Latin, but good evening. By the way, everybody, ラテン語ちゃんさん is Japanese, but is fluent in Latin. I don't know how, but fluent in Latin. Okay. I really need to learn Japanese. But yeah, so this is one thing. When you look up words in English or in your native tongue, it can be really difficult because the feeling of the word might be extremely different. 日本語の単語を母国語でね、検索をかけたり調べた時に一番難しいのが、言葉の雰囲気が違うってことかなって思うんですよね。So, ごまかす actually feels a little bit better. So, these are the example sentences I came up with. これね、私が今考えた例文なんですけれども、ごまかすの例文。Example sentences. Sorry. Example sentence for ごまかす is サプライズがバレそうになったので、ごまかした。Surprise is simply a surprise. You're trying to surprise somebody. No, you're trying to, maybe it's a birthday surprise, or maybe it's a proposal. Who knows? で、ごまかすには受動的、場当たり的な意味合いがありそうですね。確かにその場しのぎみたいな感じがありますよね。そう、サプライズがバレそうになった。That means a surprise. Somebody was about to figure out the surprise. なったので is so ごまかした。Deceived. Okay, this deceive wasn't done because it was a bad intention. You know, maybe you are trying to give somebody a surprise, but the person who you're supposed to surprise is like, hey, what's going on? There's something odd. And so you deceived it. You ごまかした。ラテン語ちゃんさん just commented, ごまかす has more of like aggressive or more aggressive sense, not a passive sense. No, I mean a passive. I can't even think today. But it's more of like something that you would do to figure out the situation. It will be something that you will do to, you know, get out of the situation. That's more of like what you would do when you use ごまかす。ごまかすにはね、なんかその場しのぎ。その場をどう切り抜けるかみたいな感じで使ったりしてます。Yeah. So it's not always a bad word to be used. It can be for positive causes. But 騙す it's more negative. 騙すの方がネガティブなんですよね。もうちょっと。騙す literally means to fool or to con somebody. Like, you know, a con artist kind of con.My example sentence 例文なんですけど、親を騙してお金を盗んだ。Such a bad thing to do. 親を騙して you fooled or you maybe lied. It's more of like lying with a purpose of lying. You lied to do something bad. And お金を盗んだ。お金 money 盗む to steal. You stole money from your parents by lying to them.So this is the biggest difference. Deceiving can be positive. 騙す is usually very negative. 強い悪意のある行いですよね。騙す。そうなんですよ。So again, in English, deceiving sounds a lot worse than to fool somebody, right? But in Japanese, it's kind of like the opposite way around.騙すの方が悪いんです。騙す feels so much more worse because it kind of has the feeling of doing something bad. Somebody is doing this with a really bad intention. That's like the idea or like the feeling behind the word. So, ごまかしたなごまかしたな。確かに。騙したなとシチュエーションを比較すると、ちょっと待って、私、ラテン語ちゃんさ、漢字弱いんですよ。これの読み方わかんない。絶対怒られそう。この読み方、示唆か。示唆、意味はわかるよね。意味はわかるのに読み方わかんないんでね。示唆的。ありがとうございます。そうですね。I think I actually misunderstood the word deceive before. Not native English. Ian. So it's like scamming. Yeah. But that's the thing about like, you know, dictionaries. They can't really like, you know, they can't go through every single word and be like, oh, this is the difference. So it can be really hard. But yeah, hope that helps. ということで、素晴らしいね、質問でした。そう、騙すの方が日本語では悪いです。In Japanese, 騙す is way worse. Way worse. You don't want to do that. It's a bad thing to do. ということでね、はい。ふりんさんかな？ Thank you so much for your question. 質問ありがとうございました。ということで、next, Lee Den's question. When I look up other words to use, I get 感情 emotion feeling. Is looking up other words a good way to get the nuance between similar meanings? ということで、感情ですね。漢字の質問。そう、感情 means feelings. あ、大きくなりすぎた。It became way too big. よし。But yeah, I do think so. One thing you do have to be careful is that some kanji has multiple meanings behind it. And so it can be a little bit confusing or different ways of usages, but I think that can be a really easy way to go around. But one thing I would say is to not just like, you know, go through the kanji, but look for similar words. I think this has to do with how you can learn kanji, really. ちょっと漢字の学び方にも入ってくるのかなと思うんですけれども、そうですね。感情か。漢字か。So, as you can tell, the kanji for kanjo, the first kanji for kanjo, that means feelings. So you'll see a lot of other words that has this word on it. Kanjo, like kan, on it. And you will be able to tell that that's what it's going to mean, or like, it has to do with like feelings and stuff. But I think it's safe to say that you maybe want to not just like, stick to the kanji, but always remember the fact that there can be multiple ways of understanding one kanji. If that makes sense. 一つの漢字でもいろんな意味があったりするんですよね、たまにね。Trying to think of a good one. What's a good one? なんかあるかな？あ、空。Okay, I have a good one. This kanji. Okay. For example, this kanji is, well, in the Japanese way of reading, it's sora. Chinese way of reading, ku. When we read sora, it means the sky. When we read it as ku or aku, it means empty. Do you see how big of a difference it makes in meaning? And so, again, this is just one thing I do want you to remember. It doesn't always mean that one kanji will always mean one thing. It can mean multiple different meanings. それ漢字ね、難しい。私も漢字死ぬほど苦手なんですけれども、難しいっていうのが、一つの漢字でも例えば空と空みたいにね、スカイとエンプティの違いみたいに、違ったりするんですよ。Sky/vacant, yes, sky/vacant, empty, like お腹がすく You might have heard of that before. お腹がすいた。お腹 means stomach, すく means empty, vacant. Your stomach is empty, that means hungry. And so again, depending on the usage of it, it can mean different things. So that's just one thing to keep in mind when you are looking into kanji. ということでね、それがね、覚えておくべきことかなと思います。I think that's the biggest difference between, people learning Japanese as a foreign language versus us Japanese people learning it. Mainly because, us Japanese people start by learning words. We don't start by learning kanji. Kanji comes way later in life, after like 6-7 years of life. But for you, kanji comes pretty soon, doesn't it? You study hiragana, katakana, you start learning like words that is already adult words. In our case, we learn onomatopoeia and stuff. And we learn like, baby language. And so when we start learning kanji, I think it's easier for us to do that puzzle of connecting the words and the meaning of the kanji, because kanji comes later. But I know for you, it might not always be that the case. So yeah, stick to the words first and then try to apply the kanji later. I think so. I'll keep that in mind. よし、よかったです。Yeah, some kanji have different meanings to it. We start learning kanji at the age of 6. Exactly. We start learning kanji at the age of 6 or 7 when we were in first grade. And even in first grade, from what I remember, we don't even start learning kanji immediately. I think like the first at least 3-4 months of elementary school is solely spent on hiragana because you never know. There are some kids who doesn't know how to write them, so for a lot of us it's just going through. But and you also have to remember, we always start from the easy kanjis. I think the elementary school first grade kanji consists of 80, but all of them are really simple ones, so yeah, keep that in mind. 感じるって感情何年生の漢字ですかね、これね。感情何年生For example, let's look it up. the kanji for kanjo, feeling, apparently we learned that in 3rd grade. That means we already have 2 whole years of learning kanji before we get to that point. So keep that in mind. Don't freak out. It's fine. Kanji is difficult. It's always okay to admit that it's difficult. And take your time. Yeah, it can be overwhelming when it's time for kanji. It's easier for me to learn gradually by reading game novels news after memorizing the basic ones. Yeah. That I agree with. And like I always say, if you are getting into kanji, start by just going through what elementary school students would. Just look up elementary school 1st grade kanji, start from there. It's always a lot simple. At first school year, we're expected to learn 80 kanji. Yeah, we're only expected to learn 80. You might think, what, 80? That's a lot, but 80 compared to like, because we are supposed to learn 2,000 by the time we graduate high school, 80 is really small in numbers. And so, again, take your time. It's fine. ということでね。もう全然時間取って大丈夫なんですよ。漢字むずい。私も未だに漢字ほんと弱いから。Take your time, take your time. Okay! Any other questions? 他に質問ありますか？今日ね、あんま日本人の方いらっしゃらないみたいなんですけど、もしね、あれでしたら、日本語じゃねえ、英語学習に関する質問でも OK でございます。ちょっと待っとこう。お水飲もう。I really respect foreign learners of kanji. I feel the same. I don't think I would ever even think of doing it if I wasn't born in Japan. It's a bit harder when you don't see a daily life. Daily life. Even if I see them in daily life, it's still hard. 毎日見てても全然難しいんでね。But you know, a lot of times it's a guessing game. でもね、私みたいにね、ちょっと漢字雰囲気でどうにかやってるとこもありますからね。どうにかやってる人もいますからね。It's fine. You're all doing good. Don't forget that. Okay? だからもうこれ以上かな。I guess that's it. 他にないですかね。なかったらまあ今日ここら辺で終わろうかなと思います。If that's it, I guess that will be it for today. 最終的に1000文字くらい覚えますもんね。小学校だけでね。高校卒業時までだったらなんか2000ちょっととかありますからね。なんか中学校以降の漢字私ちょっと結構怪しいとこございますけれども。雰囲気で読んでるから雰囲気で。でもいいの雰囲気でも。なんか生きてはいけるから。But kanji's hard. Don't forget that. みずきさん、その先生姿を見られて嬉しいです。うわ、恥ずかしい。そう言っていただけるとなのか恥ずかしい。はい、ありがとうございます。Okay, well, I guess that will be it for today. The next follow-up will be in 2 weeks. 次のフォローアップはね、2週間後となります。The next one will be on May 22nd at the same time, 10 p.m. JST. Next week, I'll be doing a simple Japanese Q&A stream on Twitch at the same time, so feel free to join me there. So if you come across any kind of questions in the next week, feel free to come with those questions in the stream next week or in 2 weeks. ということで、まあこちらでね、本日終わりなんですけれども、次回はですね、2週間後になります。we'll never forget that. Okay, good. I also kind of learn from watching and hearing other people speak Japanese. Reading kanji will take a while or more time for me. Yeah, when it comes to kanji, it's a lot easier, sadly, to buckle down and just write them and practice writing them. 漢字に至ってはね、どうしてもやっぱりね、私も中国人、台湾人、香港人とかの友人にね、と話したことあるんですけど、みんなね、やっぱり書いて覚えるのが一番手っ取り早いって言ってましたね。I've spoken to my friends. I have a lot of friends, thankfully from maid school, who are from like Taiwan, Hong Kong, mainland China. All of them agreed. When it comes to kanji, the easiest way to learn is to just buckle down, write it, worksheets. And so, You know, keep that in mind. If you want to, you know, like learn maybe 5 kanji next month, maybe just work on a worksheet. That's just gonna be easier because sadly kanji is just hard. Kanji is hard. But take it one step at a time, okay? 一歩ずつね、一歩ずつ。ということで、okay, so, again, next follow-up stream will be in 2 weeks. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to join the challenge. It's never too late to start. I have a link to how the challenge is supposed to go on the description box down below, and you can check that out. I also have worksheets and trackers for this challenge specifically so that you can work on it. The challenge is supposed to be that you're supposed to learn 1,000 Japanese words in the course of 6 months, but it's not mandatory. It's just to motivate you, just extra. So again, you don't have to. But that consists of you trying to learn 5.5 Japanese words every day. I know, the math is a bit hard, but 5.5 Japanese words every day. So 5 or 6 words every day, that's kind of the math. I'm thinking of doing this again next year, so if you want to, you can join me next year. I wanted to work on a different language myself, but I have a little bit too much going on with my personal life right now. So I will probably pick up another language next year. But anyways, you are my motivation. 皆様ね、私のモチベーションなのでね。ありがとうございますです。Gracias algo. I'm guessing that's thank you in Latin. Thank you, I'll come next time too. What? Thank you. ありがとうございます。次回も来てくださるですって。ラテン語を学ばれてくるのかなみずきさんとラテン語初級配信の級。でもラテン語ね、2年後ぐらいにしたいです。来年ちょっとスペイン語が韓国語なんで、多分。今年はちょっと日本語の、日本語教育技能検定の勉強と結婚式の準備と引っ越しの準備と転職の準備です。ワップアップなんで。来年スペイン語、再来年ラテン語かな。Maybe next year, 2024, I'll work on Spanish, and then after that I might work on Latin, or maybe Spanish and Latin at the same time, who knows? My life. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you for the stream. ありがとうございます。皆様も not really meant a lot for us. You really meant a lot. I was like, not really meant a lot of us, and I was like, what? that was such a bad misread. You really mean a lot to us. I'm sure of that. Thank you. Thank you so much. People learn a lot from you. こちらこそありがとうございます。スペイン語やってからラテン語だとやりやすい。じゃあスペイン語からやります。そうしよう。ありがとうございます。皆様もありがとうございます。ということで最後にね、お名前を読ませていただきます。I'll read out your names at the end.ラテン語ちゃんさん、本当にありがとうございました。マイナさんもずっといてくださってありがとうございました。あっくんちゃんさん、it was again so great to see you. Join anytime, and I hope your personal life is going not too busy. で、Solidization さん、こちらこそありがとうございました。イレッツさん、ありがとうございます。イレッツさん、hope you know that you're doing so good. So great. ということでね、またお会いいたしましょう。I'll see you again soon. Thank you again for joining. ということで皆様お疲れ様でした。残りあと何ヶ月だ？あと5ヶ月？5 months, I guess, left for this challenge, at least for this year, but many more to come. リーデンさんもお疲れ様でした。皆様一緒に頑張っていきましょう。You are a great motivation for me. You're the reason why I keep posting videos. So, thank you so much for joining the challenge, and I'll see you again soon. それでは皆様、ごきげんよう。おやすみなさいませ。バイバイ。